It's a common dilemma faced by parents. When to tell their children about the birds and the bees, about love and sex. But how do you broach the much more difficult discussion about the harsh realities of rape and sexual abuse?
Don't throw away your clothes or wash yourself. Go to a hospital as soon as possible. It is advisable to report the rape to the police.
For Kerry Steyn, a vet and mother of two in the Western Cape, these are not the kind of instructions she ever thought she'd be discussing with her 9-year-old daughter.
If anything, it's been a conversation of, Mummy, what is a period? How are babies made?
Kerry's daughter attends a local government school, and while she was sick with COVID, her workbooks were sent home.
I went into the study to go and get something to do the work with her. And when I came back, she said to me, Mummy, what is rape? So I was like, sorry? And she said, it's over here on the back of this book. Her grade 4 maths book that's issued from the Department of Education.
How did you react?
I was stumped. I wasn't prepared. And I said to her, sweetheart, rape is a horrific crime that is committed against a person, and the details of it are something far beyond your understanding of a 9-year-old. So give me some time.
Did she accept that explanation?
She did. And then I was angry. Because why did I have to be put in that position?
But it's a position that many families are having to face. A 2015 Optimum study questioned thousands of young people across South Africa. The findings were shocking. Like 1 in 3 has experienced some form of sexual abuse by the age of 17. And boys are marginally more likely to be victims than girls. Many cases of rape and sexual assault go unreported. Confronted with this reality, the Department of Basic Education, DBE, wants children to be able to seek help, according to spokesperson Elijah Mhlanga.
It's about GBV, it's about protecting children against sexual assault, it's about preventing learner pregnancy, whose numbers are astronomical.
It's also about overcoming the reluctance of many parents and caregivers across the country who are hesitant to broach these issues.
It starts in the home. There shouldn't be anything that we call taboo. We need to really open up and start to talk to our children about it.
He emphasizes that awareness campaigns for its comprehensive sexuality education program, CSE, can only do so much.
So if a child asks, what is rape? Answer the question. The question is, are you equipped to do that? If not, seek help yourself. In the real world, children are actually sexually active and parents are in denial.
Kerry doesn't believe she's in denial, but rather that the message was too harsh, too soon for her 9-year-old. That's phrased in a very adult fashion.
It's very adult and it's fearful. And that's my 9-year-old asking me, when will I be raped?
Yeah. The school told Kerry they were unaware of the message on the book, that no one else had complained, and referred it to the department. We can't get away from the fact that this 9-year-old girl was traumatized and confused.
But then explain to them that they are growing up. It's probably even better that she came across information which talks about rape. She could have been raped herself.
So is there a perfect age to tell your child about the terrifying concepts of rape and sexual assault?
We thought of starting with the grade 4s, which is about 8-9 years old, because we had incidents of learners that was 10 and 11 who fell pregnant.
Monty Sandows has been an integral part of Dowling Primary School in Westbury, Johannesburg for 42 years, as a learner, teacher, and now as its headmaster.
We continuously deal with issues of learners informing us that, they were either sexually molested at home or in the community. We try and ensure that they at least inform us at the school so that we can intervene before it happens.
But even in a community plagued by gangsterism, drug and alcohol abuse that escalate these problems, this headmaster felt uncomfortable with some of the tough messaging.
How do you talk about rape to a 9 and 10-year-old? You have to gently nudge them into the direction as to what does it really mean. Even the bigger ones, you can't just talk about rape. It's a process.
And that's how Kerry says she felt that there'd been no process. She posted her concerns online and there was immediate support from her social groups.
Many parents didn't think it was appropriate that such a harshly worded message was put on a maths book.
No, that message is not harsh at all. Opinion is an opinion. It was mediated, it was approved. It is based on consultation with communities. It is what parents elsewhere have asked for.
So why do some parents fear talking to their children? Could they possibly be trying to preserve their innocence at the expense of their safety?
Social worker Edith Creel is the executive director of Jelly Beans, an organisation centred on ending child abuse and trauma around the country.
It's very important for children to have an understanding of sexuality in the bigger context. So not only looking at when things can go wrong, but also what is sexuality and positive sexuality. And we believe these conversations need to start from a young age.
Because Jelly Beans produces reading material that educates children around sexuality, we asked Creel to give us her opinion on how easily a 9-year-old could follow the instructions on the maths book.
If I just look at some of the wording, remember it's never the fault of the person who was raped, abused, violated or harassed. Even you and I might look at them and go, what's the difference between abuse, harassment and violation? The whole essence of this awareness page is very cold and clinical. There is no context to looking at children should be protected. Now we are asking young children to do things that shouldn't be the responsibility of children.
Non-verbal messaging, like the design and what colours are used, is equally critical, according to Creel.
So there is a hand, which is meant to be a hand saying, let's stop rape.
Yeah.
But for many of our children, that hand is a hurtful hand because children are exposed to physical violence all of the time. If you have a look at the section which talks about what you mean to do if you've been sexually abused, the background color is a block of dark red. That is the color of blood.
But the department is determined, even at primary school level, every child should get the message.
If you look at that cover, there's a number there. It says if you are sexually violated, this is what you need to do.
We decided to do just that and called all the numbers listed on the cover.
This is the old childline number.
Our number will be changing to 116 soon. Please hold and you'll be directed to a counselor who will help you. Sorry, the network is congested.
And cut off.
We've got the Department of Basic Educational National Hotline.
Sorry, the dialed number is not in service.
SAPS Crime Stop.
Please select one of the following options.
Very complicated for a child.
Traumatized, abused and afraid.
That is not going to work.
The SAPS emergency number.
10-111.
That's correct.
This is not good.
It's not even a message.
I'm absolutely appalled.
I must be very honest, I didn't expect that. Children will not believe that they are safe or protected after this.
Now let's see what happens if we call the correct number for Childline, 116.
Good afternoon, you've reached Childline. How can I help?
Good afternoon.
And the operator answers immediately.
So if you give the right number, you do get response. Edit, should the department retract this message? Is it doing more harm than good?
It's out there and potentially may be helpful to some children, but can we then provide the context?
The department insists it is providing the context with workshops and a strict script around comprehensive sexuality education for teachers, but all schools may not be sticking to it. Kerry Stain still feels left out in the cold, but on the other hand, it has given her serious pause for thought.
I was unprepared for this, and given the relevance that it has brought, it has been a huge wake-up call for me and for our family, that this is something that we're going to have to be educating sooner than what we anticipated.